number 9, 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 number 9.
Hello, and welcome to Popcorn News. Something to watch while you eat popcorn. Do not try to comprehend it all. Repeat, do not try to comprehend it all. Nay, just eat the popcorn. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. It's what I've been sadly singing to myself when faced with the popcorn flying. The lid is off the popcorn is flying everywhere, and here's me. He's got the whole world in his hands. That sums it up. So the Deutschbank is in the news. In one source, it's World Socialist website, and I don't always agree with them, but Deutschbank in the global financial crisis, October 1st, 2016. Deutschbank shares plunged to record lows this week, sparking talk of a government bailout to avert a new financial crash. The turmoil surrounding Germany's biggest bank demonstrates that all of the contradictions of the global financial system that led to the meltdown of 2008 are once again erupting. Now, however, these contradictions are fueling and intersecting with economic and political tensions between the major powers. That's pretty good. That's for comprehending the popcorn. That's not too bad. Deutsche Bank was. I looked at some videos on the situation, and here's some excerpts from what Harry Dent had to say
This is a special report.
Deutsche Bank, their shares are already down more than half over the past 12 months. And now financial sharks are smelling blood in the water. And according to some reports, so why is Deutsche Bank considered the most dangerous bank on the planet right now?
Well, their Italy banks were even worse, and some other European, but they are one of the worst because they have super high derivative exposure, and they have loan exposure even all the way over to the fracking industry in the United States and all throughout Europe. So Deutsche Bank in the fourth quarter last year had a $7 billion loss. First half of this year, they had a near zero profit. They're losing money on bad loans, and we haven't even hit the next financial crisis yet. Imagine if the economy turns from 2007 to 2008, only worse, how bad Deutsche Bank's going to go.
How to make sense of it all. Well, here's something else that maybe can make some sense. A book called Tragedy and Hope by Carol Quigley. And in his book we find, I don't agree with Vladimir Lenin. He was the Bolshevik in 1917 in Russia, but Carol Quigley writes about an idea strengthened by a theory to which Vladimir Lenin made a chief contribution that, quote, imperialism is the last stage of capitalism, unquote. According to this theory, a fully industrialized capitalistic country enters upon a period of economic depression which leads it to embrace a program of warlike aggression. The theory insisted that the distribution of income in a capitalistic society would become so inequitable that the masses of the people would not obtain sufficient income to buy the goods being produced by the industrial plants. As such unsold goods accumulated with decreasing profits, and deepening depression, there would be a shift toward the production of armaments to provide profits and produce goods which could be sold, and there would be an increasingly aggressive foreign policy in order to obtain markets for unsold goods. So we had the great failure of the Federal Reserve. And Quigley, in his book, Tragedy and Hope, he says in there how in the 1930s, the Great Depression was never defeated by all these alphabet soup agencies and whatnot, and that it was World War II which finally stopped the Great Depression. And it's the same thing now. 2007, 2008, the financial collapse, and again we have, Federal Reserve will save us, and they papered it over with the misleading statistics, but the Federal Reserve did not defeat the Great Recession. And so what happens now? World War III. And it's sad because Russia has come so far in 100 years. If you think where they were in 1916 and where they are today and what they've been through, it's really sad that there have been such hope when the Soviet Union finally collapsed. But there's just like an inevitability about it all. It doesn't have to be inevitable, but it's like just this giant machine that is just grinding on, like with the Wells Fargo caper. There was an inevitability about it. They just were driven to, they just had to get more funds, and they crossed the line. So I'd like to say, well, every cloud is a silver lining, supposedly, but it's getting hard to find one. So I'll leave you with the thought, he's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands.